Once upon a time in the late 19th century, the world was powered by horses, steam engines, and dreams of freedom. People travelled by train, carriage, or on foot, and long journeys were reserved for those willing to endure days of slow travel. Yet, something was beginning to change. Inventors around the world were driven by an unshakable idea. What if people could have personal machines that would move as fast as a train, but give them the freedom to go wherever they wanted? The story of the car begins with a German engineer named Karl Benz. In 1886, he introduced a three-wheeled contraption called the Motorwagen, a vehicle powered by a gas engine. Benz's invention was clunky, noisy, and downright frightening to pedestrians, who often called it the devil's carriage. But he wasn't deterred. Nor was his wife, Bertha Benz, who legend has it took the Motorwagen on the world's first long-distance car journey without telling her husband. She travelled 65 miles to visit her mother, making history as the first person to show that a car could truly take someone somewhere far and back. Along the way, she even solved mechanical issues herself, proving the resilience of both machine and driver. As the Motorwagen gained attention, others started experimenting with the horseless carriage across the Atlantic. A young American named Henry Ford was working tirelessly in his Detroit workshop. While Benz's creation was groundbreaking, it was Ford who had a vision to make cars affordable for everyone. In 1908, he introduced the Model T, a car so simple, so durable, and most importantly so affordable that it put the power of mobility in the hands of everyday people. To make it, Ford invented the assembly line, an innovation that would go on to change industries worldwide. His goal was freedom for the masses, not just the wealthy. As the years passed, cars became symbols of progress and personal freedom. In the roaring 1920s, cars took on a new role in society, becoming icons of style and status. Automobiles like the Duesenberg, Cadillac, and Rolls-Royce sported sleek lines, gleaming chrome, and plush interiors, turning the car from a simple machine into a work of art. People no longer just wanted to get from point A to B, they wanted to do so in style. By the 1950s, cars were more than machines, they were culture. In post-war America, the golden age of automobiles began. Highways stretched across the landscape, and cars grew in size and power. The muscle car was born, a roaring symbol of horsepower, chrome, and rebellion. It was an era of Ford Mustangs, Chevrolet Camaros, and Dodge Chargers. Teenagers dreamed of freedom behind the wheel. Families packed their station wagons for cross-country trips, and cars became extensions of the American dream. But as time went on, another force began to shape the history of the car innovation born of necessity. In the 1970s, the world faced an oil crisis, and the era of big, fuel-guzzling machines started to shift. Engineers began exploring new ways to power cars, experimenting with smaller, more fuel-efficient engines and alternative fuels. Electric cars, once thought a thing of science fiction, started making appearances, though they remained rare and impractical for decades. The turn of the millennium brought technological advances that seemed to come straight out of the future. The hybrid car arrived, combining electric and gasoline engines for greater fuel efficiency, and by 2008, cars like the Toyota Prius became symbols of environmental consciousness. At the same time, people began to see a world where cars could be driven by computers. Autonomous vehicles went from sci-fi fantasy to real-world experimentation, as companies like Tesla, Google, and others worked tirelessly to create cars that could drive themselves. Now, in the 21st century, the car is evolving once again. Electric vehicles are becoming mainstream, and the dream of autonomous cars vehicles that can take people wherever they want, with just a spoken command, seems within reach. Cars are no longer simply machines, they are rolling computers, designed to keep us safe, connected, and increasingly, eco-friendly. The story of the car is one of constant reinvention, a testament to humanity's drive to push boundaries and seek freedom. What began as a rattling, sputtering machine built by a handful of dreamers has become one of the world's most transformative inventions. And as we look toward the future, one thing is clear: the car's journey is far from over.